Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back to our UpRock weekly call. I am your host, Jen McEwen. I'm joining us today, as usual, is Jesse Adams. Christopher O'Connell, our other business partner, is not here today, not feeling well. So hope you feel better, Chris. We'll see you next week, hopefully dressed up for Halloween. So let's bring Jesse on the stage. Hey, Jesse. Good to see you.
Good morning. Machine King, let's
Good
go.
Good
How you
morning.
doing? Hey,
We have
everybody. Oh, cool. We got a lot. Yeah. Wow, a lot of early people today. What's up?
What's up? So we don't have Chris today, but we do have Larry Pang with IoTeX. So really excited to have Larry on. We'll have him on a little bit later to tell us about IoTeX and what they're doing and a real cool campaign that's coming up.
Yeah. All from Brazil? Oh, cool.
Oh, hello from Brazil. Bom dia. All right. So let's see here. Let me highlight this real quick. This is it's our weekly call number 25. Hashtag let's talk about sex. You know this one's going to be full of innuendos, right, Jess?
In her endo or in endo?
In their endo and his endo, anybody's endo. Whoever wants to get it can get it.
Let's go.
All right. Okay. Don't worry. Yes, we're going to definitely talk about sex a lot in this. And don't worry, Gary. There will be singing. I am Filipina, so it's in my blood. There will be karaoke happening. I'm not saying it's going to be good though. So anyway, good morning, Major Day. You made our day.
Filipino says before they sing the best song ever. But yeah.
What'd you say?
That's what every Filipino says before they sing the best song ever. They're like, I'm not that good. And then they sing the best song. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into the agenda real quick. So we've got our introductions. You've seen us. Highlights of the week, some product updates, talk a little bit more about our grant program kickoff, and we're going to talk about the sexy stuff. Have Larry Pang from IoTeX, and then we have quick dePioneers update, and then back to work, folks. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so first highlight, we've got a mention on so we have our DV out, right? Finally, good to say that. We have the DV out. We've got a mention on Deepend about the news. So thank you, Deepend, for sharing that. If you guys want to check them out, they are on x.com/SEA Deepend, DEPIN. So thank you, Deepend, for that.
Yeah. All attention's great attention. Someone calling in or tuning in from Tennessee with the flood. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I hope you're okay.
Shit.
And but yeah, we appreciate you here, and that's awesome. So, but I hope everything's okay. Disasters.
Yeah, hope everything's okay, Michael. Damn. Well, thank you for tuning in. Gosh, yeah, but yeah, I hope hope you dry out soon. I hope everything dries out soon. All right, here's the other highlight of the week. This is from Goodwater. So Goodwater is a venture capitalist fund. Shared us in their slide of their summer's fastest 50 growing tech pre-startups or pre-series A startups, and number 17, yours truly. So thanks for noticing us. Always happy to see us on a list.
We actually are the besides Helium, we're the fastest growing mobile first DPIN. In crypto generally tends to be browser extensions or desktop apps, because mobile is very hard, and the mobile experience for crypto is actually horrible. If you guys just try to buy crypto on your phone, it's a horrible experience. So most people tend to build apps for the desktop or browser extension, etc. But mobile is our superpower. That's what we've been doing for a long time, and so and that's where the customers are, and that's everyone has a phone, in their pocket. And that's where we shine. So we are the fastest growing. I think not just on Solana. I think if you go to Deepin scan, you can see how many nodes are just live at any moment, which is powered by IoTeX. So yeah, we you really if you optimize for mobile, what's great about that is you learn how to make your app extremely fast, efficient. And you want to be able to convert people in a couple taps, because you just cannot put up with the all the screens that you have to do with the desktop app, with the browser extension and having a wallet and all these things. If it's on mobile, you lose people if it's over literally 2 or 3 taps, if you think about the best apps you use every day, whether it's TikTok or YouTube, whatever, you do all those apps in under 2 taps. So if your app cannot do that, whatever the function is, if it takes more than 2 taps, you lose people. And so it's a very important thing to think about is when you design your product. Like, how do you deliver the aha moment or like something great within a couple of taps? And that forces you to come up with a great design for your product. Yeah. And so anyway, we are the fastest growing. So appreciate these guys for calling that out.
Yeah. Yep. Great. Yeah. It everything about living on mobile is makes you just distill it down to the essentials.
Yeah. Exactly.
To condense back from the vapor of nuance, as Neil Stephenson has said in Snow Crash. But I always love that line. Okay, great. So that was highlight of the week number 2. Thank you, Goodwater. You could give them a follow. I believe they are just Goodwater, right? It's x.com Goodwater.
I think so. Yeah.
I think. I'm not sure. So sorry. I will. We'll find that. It's on our X feed, so you'll see it there. Okay, and then moving on. So last week, Jesse and Tim. So Tim, you don't see him as much on you don't see him ever on our streams yet, but we'll have him here soon. But you will see him on Jupe and Juice, or you did last week. If you tuned in, you can see him now on a replay. So Jess and Tim went on Jupe and Juice last week after our live stream to talk with the boys for. Oh yeah, you guys were on there for they have a long live stream. I think there's a couple hours long, right? And you guys were there for about 40 minutes.
We were there for an hour, and then they kept going for like, I don't know, a couple hours.
Yeah. They had their cool like logo campaign going on where they had their community snippets and logos and stuff for them. So that was really cool. But anyway, check that out. What did you guys? How'd you feel about the stream?
Oh, it was fun.
On the stream, weren't you?
Yeah, we had shots on the stream. No, it was good. It's like well, first of all, the Jupiter community is amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how it really helped us out. We on the Jupiter Launchpad. I think they're the largest DAO in all of crypto. I mean, they're just a beast. That Jupiter community is a beast, Yeah. And so they contribute content for the Jupiter community, and they're just cool guys, So it was just fun to just kind of hang out with them. It was just a chill. It was just like a hangout vibe. That's what it was. And just talk about us and like how we got started, and we talked about the Launchpad and what we learned from it, and so if you guys want to learn some little details, check them out. They're a cool crew.
Yeah, I tuned into that. I like their structure for their stream. I don't know, and I just like the structure of their DAO. It's so community focused and
very inspiring,
Yeah, for sure. I was like, I definitely had some inspiration. Like, oh, this is what I would like to do with our stream, or some things like maybe having a white claw every once in a while if it wasn't 10 o'clock in the morning for me.
And then I think after we left off, they did like a logo. I think they worked on the logo with the community, which is fun. I think that's what they did after we left. I think they actually which is awesome. Kind of like build in public, like just work with the community to hone and refine and build your whatever you're working on, which is awesome. Real-time feedback. Yeah, so that was cool. Oh, hey, what's up?
Hey. Here we go. What's up, Irish? Good to see you. We're just talking about how much we like your stream and your guys' structure and how your community. Yeah. So great.
That's fun.
Go check them out. They're on X, Jupe and Juice. You can also see the link to it on our X if you wanna take a look there. 2 places to look, but great stream to check out. Not just for last week, but just every week. Great stream to see.
Yeah.
All right, folks, let's move on to product updates. So we got Fiat on-ramp with Godot. So you will be able to buy UPT directly from the app or the website, log into your account, and you can buy UPT with your credit cards or your bank account, or even depositing another token into your UpRock wallet and paying for it with your UpRock. With your tokens in your wallet. So, Jess, you want to say much more about this before we go into the bonus of it?
Yeah. Well, let's just go into the bonus of it.
Yeah. Okay. But boom.
Yeah. So we want you guys to test it out. Make sure, tell us what you think. So we want to have we want to ramp up everything before our let's talk about sex launch is demand drivers. So making it easy for you to do things that are useful with token, whether it's buying, swapping, staking, redeeming them for rewards. We want to incentivize all those actions, and we want you guys to test this out. So we want to give a bonus. So if you buy at least 1,000 UPT, you get 25% UPT free. So just check it out, try it out. It's going to be just, you have to log in. So UpRock.com. Once you log in, you'll basically see the big button says promo. You'll see it, and then try it out. So if there's any questions, issues, we'd love to hear it. So we just want to encourage people to try it out, and So and it's a good fiat on ramp. We're going to add more of these things. We got proof for Stripe and Coinbase and those rest. But this is the first one. Kudo's UI is really smooth. So
yeah, here's a quick look again if you missed it. Really excited to have that. So go get your thank you, Godwin. Thank you. So go get your bonus UPT. Let me hide this real quick. Go get your bonus UPT.
So go to uprock.com. You have to log in and you'll see it. It's going to be right when you log in, you'll see it. It's actually, you see it by BPT on the header, but when you log in, you'll see it, and it's automatic. So just buy 1,000 UPT and you get 250 free. It'll just be automatically added to your account.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Then let's move on to our growth program. So our growth program, actually, let's just go to the next slide here. Yeah, so our contribute to earn programs, we ask the community to join us in our development journey and contribute your feedback, help us shape and hone features, and get rewarded for your input. And a lot of some of our features have been really refined and honed by the community, so we're very thankful for everybody for participating in that. To date, we have about 1.8 to 2 million installs. We want to expand that to 10 million. And so we decided to expand the Contribute to Earn program to our growth program. Jess, you want to add more?
Well, first, this is like we put out the Contribute to Earn program a couple months ago. All the feedback we got is so amazing. Our staking program was, really some of the specs were just defined by the Rocketeers and the community in our Discord, which is fantastic. There's like a lot of the gigabrains out there, and they're like our community is like fucking brilliant. And so we want to contribute. We want to encourage more of that. Even some of the campaigns, like when we did the just share a picture of you earning. Some of the stuff that we got was just so awesome. So this is really a big extension of that. We want to encourage and reward people for helping out. You're already doing it anyway, but we want to actually recognize you for doing it. So like we see people posting about us, and we want to just reward you for it. And so this is what this is. Whether you're a content creator, or you're a developer, or a partner, whatever, we have a few different buckets where we want to actually make you shine and help us help the community grow. And we're going to reward you for it. So that's what this is. Community campaign, Deepend Supercycle. So share content on Twitter, video threads, blog posts. You guys are already doing it, but make sure to include the hashtag so we can find you. And then we're gonna find winners. And then the ecosystem B2B, same thing here. If you have strategic partnerships you want to work with, whether it's with UpRock or even our Deepend DAO with dePioneers, talk to us, reach out to us, and we want to also reward you for that, for making a deal happen. And then communication. So October Language Quest. So we have amazing ambassadors around the world. Even today, we have a lot of people just tuning in from Tanzania and Nigeria and all around the world. We need to localize our app in different languages. And actually, we have a certain vibe and a way we talk about UpRock. And so we can't just use a machine. We want to have humans actually translate the UpRock app so we can actually communicate what we're thinking in our style, and make sure people in each community understand what we're talking about, because crypto is difficult. We need people to actually explain it in a really down-to-earth human way, And so we want to encourage people to help us translate the UpRock app, and so it can reach more people, and people can understand the power of Deepend, a mobile-first Deepend, So that's the growth program. We're almost at 2 million installs. We want to get to 10 million. That is the power of Deepend. We can grow there faster than any competitor has ever done. So,
yeah. Let's go back real quick. Machine King, you had a question here about. I'm thinking we're. Let's go back a couple of slides. You're probably talking about this. Right, Machine King? Oh, okay. You can only see deposit and withdraw on the app right now. Well, so what we're doing, a lot of our features now go out on the web first. So you go log into your account on uprock.com, log into your account there. So you can add funds. So you can withdraw your funds, your UPT into another wallet or elsewhere, another Solana wallet, or you can send wallet tokens from your other Solana wallet into UpRock. So that's the deposit, but the Cadeau buying will be on web first before it gets out on the app. So check web first, and then we'll update the application.
And it's just going live now, so maybe it just hasn't percolated out there yet. But
any moment. So keep your eyes peeled. Okay. All right. Now let's see what is next. Oh yes, I promised a song. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about UPT. I don't know what the rest of the thing. Let's talk about all the tokens you can trade. That maybe. I don't know.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's all right.
That's pretty good. All right. Yeah. So this is exciting. This is a big milestone. We won the Jupiter LFG Launchpad, which is awesome. We didn't have time to actually launch on the centralized exchanges. We signed our first market maker, which is GSR, which is they're the top. They're fucking awesome. And but we just didn't have time to launch. So we said, hey, we should do this properly. Just like we spent a lot of time and attention on winning the Launchpad, we should spend the same amount of time to make the sex launches good. So anyway, we want to get to a couple of milestones on the product and launch things, our demand drivers, like again, swapping, staking, redeeming for rewards. And then let's get those things done. And then let's launch on the exchanges. So we're going to have, so we are being listed. We signed contracts. It's happening. We're going to keep it exciting. So we're not going to tell you which date, but it's happening. And so this is awesome. This brings more attention, excitement. People just sometimes don't even, not interested in buying unless it's on a centralized exchange. So this just gives more exposure to the project. More people are going to learn about Deepend, more attention to UpRock. So I'm really excited about it. How the exchanges all work too, because memes, Deepend, and games are one of the biggest drivers for conversion rates on all the exchanges right now. And so all of them, it's not just listing. It's bigger than that. They're going to do learn to earn programs. They're going to incentivize people to stake, put liquidity pools. Like they're really creating programs to like learn and actually figure out what's this about and actually be engaged with it. And you're going to put skin in the game. Like what you're going to buy this token? Why? Right? Why? And so it's not just kind of like you can just buy it because that's boring. It's more than that. This is why Deepend matters. Here's the actual facts. Here's the business use cases. Here's why it's powerful. Here's why this thing is growing. Here's why it has over 1 million installs, etc. And so each exchange we're working with, we're going to do AMAs, podcasts, learn to earn programs, staking, liquidity pools. That's what's awesome about this.
Yeah. And so we're starting off the conversation, the sexy conversation. Gosh, I mean, I feel like it's just going to be innuendos from here on out. But we're talking about the birds and the bees and the BD pins and the Ds and the Ps. Oh God, I'm going to stop. So we got a poll. We have a poll coming up on the apps. Want to know, just to kick things off the conversation, what do you look for in an exchange? But also keep your eyes peeled for other things that are coming up soon. But keep your eyes peeled on X, on Discord, in the app, in your account on the website for more updates and as they're trickling in. Giving you little teasers. Everyone likes a little bit of tease, right? A little bit. Anyway, so very excited to share that. By the way, did anyone know that song that I sang? I mean, you guys should know that. I mean, I feel like you know it, Tim or Jesse. Tim knows it. The team knows it because
I'm pretty sure everyone knows it.
we're of a certain age. We know Salt and Pepper. But if you don't know that song, look up Let's Talk About Sex, S-E-X, by Salt and Pepper. And that's where it was based off of. But anyway, great. There you go, Gary. Gary knows. Salt and Pepper, great early 90s hip hop group. All right. Enough about sex. Let's get a little serious here. Let's talk about IoTeX. So I'm going to bring on stage Larry Pang. Oh, Reka of a certain age, yeah. Larry Page. Hi, Larry.
Larry.
Hey.
What's up? Let's go.
Let's go. So
Talking
Larry,
about some IoTeX. Let's go.
IoTeX.
Jumping in on the innuendos here.
Thank goodness there's no like HR. Right, or at least right now.
We don't have HR. We fired them, so we're fine.
Yeah. So IoTeX is very bullish on Deepend, and they focus on, in particular, on Deepend projects, infrastructure for Deepend projects, in particular, modular infrastructure. So yep. Larry here is the biz dev lead over there. Really happy to have you here, Larry. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us about IoTeX, and yeah, let's introduce IoTeX and yourself to the people.
Sounds good. Yeah, my name is Larry, based here in Los Angeles. Before crypto, I went to MIT and was joined consulting for about 5 years after college at Oliver Wyman. We did a lot of projects with big companies to evaluate their tech stacks, a lot of buy versus build assessments, and I got kind of like a bird's eye view into how centralized systems are built. We were working for a big exchange, and they were looking into blockchain as a way to clear and settle transactions. It's way too early for them to actually implement it, but it was one of the cases that they had us look into, and that's what really got me into blockchain first, before crypto, right? Then I read the IoTeX white paper in 2017. It made a lot of intuitive sense that blockchains should coordinate all these smart devices that are around the world. And from there, it was just deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole. So I've been with IoTeX since 2018, seen a couple cycles, and I would say I'm most excited for this upcoming cycle, knock on wood. But yeah, IoTeX.
2018?
Yeah.
2018? That's awesome.
Yeah, April 2018. Yeah. It's been like six or so years. It's like a lifetime.
Yeah, especially in this space. You're OG.
Yeah. But it's been really fun to say the least. Living this kind of alternative crypto lifestyle for a while. But yeah, I've never been more excited out of all these like 6+ years that I've been here. IoTeX, what we do, we work on infrastructure for Deepends. We started building out a layer 1 back in 2018 when everyone was building out their own layer 1s. And since then, I've been really focusing on understanding what Deepends need to build out their technologies. We do a lot of things with device identity, with off-chain compute. You can see kind of our tech stack here. That's IoTeX 2.0 tech stack. So since the beginning, we've really focused on building out a full tech stack, not in a monolithic fashion, but in a modular fashion. We really want all the modules to be kind of plug and play. A lot of Deepends need different pieces of technology at different points in their roadmaps. So we want to provide all of the optionality and allow people to pick from a menu of best-in-class infrastructure. And very importantly, we focus on technology that is verifiable by design, right? I know you guys take verifiability very as a priority, kind of with the onboarding flow and making sure people are using real devices. We also provide some technologies to ensure that the Deepend devices that contribute to a Deepend are verifiable and the work that they're doing is legitimate and trustworthy, right? And that's really, I think, a big unlock for the design side. So maybe next slide, we can talk about some of the different layers, right? So it looks like a lot of different layers. You know, these are all different modules that eventually all Deepends and all, you know, DeFi and all different types of DApps are going to need. We need governance layers, identity layers. But on the Deepend side, there's a lot of like real world activity going on, right? It's not just on-chain consensus that we have to focus on. We have to focus on off-chain consensus before we bring it on chain, right? So hardware abstraction, how do we give devices on-chain identities, connectivity layers, how do we move data from point A to point B in a verifiable fashion, sequencers, DA layers, long-term storage layers, off-chain computing layers, and of course the blockchain layers. So these are all different modules that Deepends need. And if you want to learn more about each module, you can check out our website. But two really important products I want to highlight on the next slide is, two really important questions to answer for any Deepend is, are you who you say you are? Meaning, are the devices that are contributing to your Deepend real and trustworthy? And the second one is, are you doing what you say you're doing? Are the devices actually doing? What's up, Otache? Sorry if I mispronounced that. But IOID is one of the really core products of IoTeX, right? It's a decentralized identity framework for devices. And where basically you could think about a DID or an IOID as an empty passport. And the credentials that you source for these devices are like stamps for that passport that allow you to do different things, right? So these credentials can be who manufactured the device, when was it serviced, what firmware version is running, what regulatory certifications does it have to be sold in different countries. So this is basically like similar to if you're hiring someone for your traditional company, you're going to run a background check on your employees. You're going to give them an interview to make sure they have the capabilities to do the job. IOID is a framework to kind of establish that for Deepend, either through like these challenge response mechanisms to say, hey, if you say you're a device that can do this job, let me send you a challenge. And if you respond to that challenge with an answer, again, very similar to like a technical interview for a human, then I'm going to give you a credential. And that credential is good for 3 months of contributing to this Deepend. And you're going to have to refresh these credentials every now and then, right? So that's IOID, right? Are you who you say you are? Super important for Deepends, especially because there's a lot of simulators and emulators and AIs that can act like a device. And you guys know this really well. Like, how was your experience like doing the verifiability piece for?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, it's like you said, it's a huge problem to solve. It's a huge problem. Even the solution is it's a big thing to do. So yeah, it's been I think we got a couple of extra white hairs from it.
But it's necessary, right?
Yeah, because
you just go to market and onboard a shit ton of devices. But when you start to sell that data, people are going to ask questions. If you don't have the answer, these are the devices that are contributing, then better to plan ahead.
Yes.
And for us, because we're I mean, I think 90%. I mean, we launched Mac, Windows, and Linux, but still, I think majority of our traffic and customer base is mobile, which is great because that we distribute through the main app stores. So Apple and Google help. They also want to make sure there's no bots and scammers, but still a lot of people still go through. And if you have a reward program, anytime there's a monetary incentive, people want to scam it, and we have to protect our token because that's our community, really. And if we don't protect it, then who else will? So we have to protect it. So device verification matters because it means that we're protecting the bank of the community, really. That's what it comes down to. And like you said, if when we go out and say, hey, we have this many millions of installs, the companies that want to pay for that network or that data, they're not going to pay as much if they don't think it's real, if you think it's just a bunch of emulators. So you have to you really have to show, no, this is real. This is our process. We make sure these are real humans, real devices around the world. It's not some bot farm that we're selling you. This is actual real network, real devices, and the data is coming from real local IPs, which is what is valuable. So being mobile first helps a lot, but still it is a nightmare.
Yeah.
And you want to marry it with the balance of have a good onboarding experience, but also make sure you're human. Because if it's
a tough balance to strike.
Pretty easy, then any bot can just scam you. So you want to
goals are kind of
have a great experience. You want to make it under we always think about under 2 taps, but still, it's like even if it's more than that, you want to make it great, but also not so easy that someone can run a script and screw your community over.
Yeah, absolutely. We see a lot of projects starting, and you can't blame a lot of these like new Deepend projects out there from just wanting to onboard anyone, right? And making that onboard process even like 0 clicks, just like sign up, right? But eventually, as a module, over time, as they start to get more serious about verifying their device footprint, IOID is a cool module that can be inserted and kind of off the shelf for them to start this verification of their workers, right? Another really important. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say about the quick sign up. I mean, that's one of the things that we did. We do with our onboarding. You can onboard. We onboard within 2 minutes. In less than 2 minutes, you can download the app, have your account, and start earning, which is incredible for onboarding a bunch of people. Now we have 1.8 million installs in a little over a year for the Android app, but less than a year for most of the other our iOS and our desktop apps. Great growth, but then comes with that is like, okay, now we have to solve this. It's almost too easy now because now we have to verify. Like, wait a minute, are these all real? That was the struggle, or that was the problem that we had to solve the past couple months. So it's like finding that balance, and so it's nice to have something like this now, where it's like, okay, we don't have to sacrifice the easy onboarding with to make it harder to verify that they're a real device. Now we have things like this very, very much needed for Deepend projects.
I tell you right now, we have, like you said, that's how many installs we have. But if you want to talk about registered users, we don't count them because we have over 4 million, but we don't count those.
There's different tiers of users, right?
That's easy. But the actual installs on the device verified, that's a real number. But we get if we want, some people will brag about the 4 million. We don't count those. We have actual people who actually install the app, and real was almost 2 million. So
amazing.
And then, by the way, the modular thing is great too. Maybe you can talk about that a little more. And especially I think right now this is like the right technology for this time. I think in the past, you've been in IoTeX for 6 years. People were kind of in their own silo, building by themselves, and I think I just felt that even at Singapore and Korea Blockchain Week, a lot more people are collaborating. And the modular idea is like, why you want to spend a lot of money and time and building code that someone else already did. And if someone else do it, then just use that, move faster, And a good example of that is like, we were going to build this network map of showing a live map of all our nodes around the world, people actually using our app and activated right around the world. And that'll take some time, but you guys did it. And like, let's just provide the API and then we'll feed it to Deepend scan. And now anyone can see it. And a couple of benefits for there is like, one, save us a lot of time. We didn't have to build that map. Now we can just show it off. Second, and third party is doing it, you guys. So it's more trustworthy. It's not like our map. So like, oh, this company is actually presenting it. And so there's a lot of benefits to it. And I think that mindset is growing in crypto space, where just people are collaborating more across the ecosystem. And just move, and you just move faster, And
exactly.
I was actually going to ask you that. I was going to say, actually, for folks who are not familiar with modular infrastructure, can you explain what it is and why it's important? But Jesse, I think you just answered that. But maybe in your own words, Larry, if you want to add on to that, or if you have something to say in your own words for that.
Yeah, it's hard to look at these tech diagrams and be like, why is this important? So I'm going to add like an analogy to what we're looking at on this diagram, right? So I think as Jesse said, right, like no one company can build everything. Think about this as like a supply chain, right? If you have your hardware that's producing some type of utility, it's kind of like the farm where fruit come from, right? And then the connectivity, the sequencer, the DA layer, the storage layer is like the trucks, the warehouses, and all of these things that are taking care of your fruit after you spent so much time cultivating and building up the supply. And the off-chain computing layer is kind of like the processing center, right? How do we take all this raw data and make it into how do you turn peanuts into peanut butter? And then the blockchain layer is kind of like the avenue to distribute this data and incentives to users, right? Maybe it's your supermarket. So it would be crazy to think that, hey, I'm like I grow peanuts in California and I'm going to build every single part of the supply chain out versus let me partner with people, each with their own specific niche, and let's form a modular supply chain. If one of the components goes out of business or they sell to someone else, I can plug another module in there, right? And I can choose who I want to work with based on their technology, based on their pricing, based on their vibes, whatever, right? So that's really the important part of this modular infrastructure stack. IoTeX doesn't build every single layer you see here, right? It would be silly to think that, you know, we can do DA layers better than people that focus 100% of their time on DA layers, right? Or the sequencer layer. So for connectivity, we're partnering with people like Nodal and Streamer. For sequencers, we're partnering with Espresso, DA layers with Near and hopefully Celestia, long-term storage layers with Iris and Filecoin. But I think our bread and butter in this modular stack, we built the identity layer. We're really good at the hardware abstraction layer. It's kind of like the embedded hardware side of things. And the off-chain computing layer, which is WebStream. And maybe we can talk about that.
Yeah, let's go over to WebStream here. Yeah, there we go.
So the first question we talked about, are you who you say you are? Super important, right? And going back to this kind of hiring humans to work at your company kind of question, once you hire them, you're not just going to not monitor them and not check their work, right? So similar concept, once you hire a device to contribute to your Deepend, you have to periodically check their work to make sure they are doing what they say they're doing, right? In order to receive these incentives. And there's a lot of ways to do this. I think one area that I think not only the blockchain sector, but technology sector is kind of gravitating around is the use of zero knowledge proofs in order to prove things in a completely verifiable way, regardless of whether it's like a ZK TLS use case to bring data from your Spotify app to a D app, or it's a ZK Oracle or a ZK Bridge. You see ZK kind of tacked on to a lot of use cases, but that's because it brings incredible amounts of verifiability to things that happen off-chain, right? So it's really bringing that off-chain consensus feel that we love blockchain for, like the on-chain consensus, but it bringing to the off-chain stuff. So things that we can do with zero knowledge proofs is like proof of liveness, right? Are you on 24/7? Proof of location. Are you actually at the location that you say you are? Not just at the setup process, but throughout your journey to mine tokens and contribute to a network. Proof of data, right? Are you producing the data that you're supposed to be producing? All these different proofs. So WebStream is kind of like a framework for people to code up their own zero knowledge proofs. And the really important part of zero knowledge proofs is anyone can verify that this is trustworthy, right? It's not just like a, hey, trust me, we're doing everything correctly. Anyone can verify it. So again, it's bringing that on-chain consensus feel to the real world. So these two things, are you who you say you are? Are you doing what you say you're doing? I think are super important for the future of Deepend. You know, zero knowledge proofs are still a little nascent. It takes a long time to run these. So we can't run zero knowledge proofs every minute or even every hour, right? Maybe it's more of like a random sampling today that's happening, but the scalability of ZK is really increasing with like custom hardware, custom ASICs that are going to be meant to run these zero knowledge proofs. So as that maturity and zero knowledge proof sector happens, we're trying to make it available to Deepend builders to, again, add verifiability to what's going on in the Deepend sector.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Wonderful. There's like a lot of just this whole stack of I'm just looking at the stack again on my own screen, and it's just it's like a dream come true for any Deepend project here. Everything that you've got here. So how's the traction been so far? I mean, I know you've been out the company's been around for a while, but with like the IOID and WebStream, how's your traction been and adoption?
Traction's great. You know, IoTeX, we started as a layer 1 blockchain, right? So we host a lot of applications that want to launch their tokens and launch their networks on IoTeX. We just ran a great accelerator. There's amazing projects coming out of that accelerator. But one thing about IOID and WebStream and all these other modules is we want to offer these not just to dApps that launch on the IoTeX layer 1. These are kind of like middleware tools that can be used by any dApp on any layer 1, right? So kind of breaking the tribalness of crypto to say, hey, if you want to use IOID and WebStream and our modular tech stack, you have to launch on IoTeX. We don't think that's the future, right? We want to play nice with all the different ecosystems, and we consider ourselves to be like the Deepend infrastructure layer for all chains, right? I think there's a lot of benefits to launching your dApp on IoTeX L1. We have a lot of a very Deepend focused community, which is really important to gain traction. But understandable if people, again, it's kind of like choosing your supplier of your L1, right? Whether it's the vibes or the pricing or the incentives or the regional focus, people choose L1s for different purposes, right? We're not butthurt about all of that stuff. We want to, sell other modules and contribute other modules to these Deepends. So from that perspective, we can partner with almost everybody. So hopefully there's a future where we're doing some really cool stuff with UpRock. But we have some things to talk about before we talk about the tech integrations. Huh?
Let's talk about that. So we do.
Just real quick before we get into that, I just want to guide folks. If you are interested in building, if you're a builder, you're building on Web3, or you're interested in what you just heard Larry say, head over to IoTeX.io. You guys got, I'm looking at your docs. I mean, you've got a lot of great, very, very well-defined docs here for developers. So go check them out, IoTeX.io, and start building and take advantage of these awesome features and layers from and mods from IoTeX. And then follow you guys on X, right? So IoTeX _IO. I believe. Got it. Okay, cool. All right. So speaking of building things for the future, Jesse, why don't you cue it up?
Oh my God. So we're excited about this. You guys are going to, IoTeX is leading this. I think it's going to be the biggest Deepend campaign ever, right? It's yes. You guys just tease it out on X, but it's happening. It's the largest Deepend campaign ever. And we're one of the top partners for it, and it's gonna kick off next week, which is really exciting because it's gonna kind of coincide with our centralized exchange launches. It's gonna be huge. So I think I'm gonna let you talk about it because I'm not sure how much we want to reveal, but it's gonna be awesome. And it's gonna I think the partners you have lined up, it's gonna expose all the people who are on this, who are supporting this, to maybe I don't know. I think the expectation maybe 15 million people will probably see it. Maybe over 1 million people will participate. It's going to be amazing. And Deepend is one of the fastest growing product market fit products in crypto. And so I'm not sure how much we can say. So maybe I'll expand on what you say.
Larry.
Yeah, it's launching next week, so we can say as much as we want to say about it now. But this isn't just IoTeX. This is like bringing all the homies in Deepend and even in the sex sector together, right? So this is actually a campaign that was kind of co-hosted by IoTeX and OKX. We have some other great centralized exchanges like Gate participating as well, and bringing all of this, all the great Deepend projects that we love collaborating with, and allowing people to explore, kind of learn about these projects and get rewarded for doing so, right? So it's kind of like rabbit hole and layer 3 vibes, if you're familiar with that. By engaging with projects, you can earn IoTeX tokens. IoTeX Foundation is putting up 100 million IoTeX tokens, which is about $5-6 million now. Knock on wood, it's going to be worth a lot more later, so plan ahead, right? And we just have all these great partners that are contributing their own tokens to create the largest pool of incentives for people to dive into Deepend, right? So we're trying to, for people that are already familiar with Deepend, we want to introduce them to other awesome projects that may pique their interest. But another really important part of this is OKX has legs into all the different categories of crypto, whether it's DeFi or NFTs or whatever other use cases, gaming, right? So another really important part of this is how do we bring those guys into Deepend for the first time? And there's no better way to do that than with incentivized learning, right? So that's really the crux of what this campaign is about. It's called Get Goated Season 2. We just ran Get Goated Season 1.
Nice.
For people that don't know, kind of IoTex's mascot is the goat, greatest of all tech, which we think is Deepend. So I can't really say too much else about it. Just pay attention. It's going to be launching next week, and just get involved. There's millions of dollars of incentives across all these different tokens for you guys to enjoy. And we're going to make it a fun experience. It's not just like doing boring stuff. There's going to really be a lot of gamified quests and boosters and all the things that people love and enjoy about learning about Deepend and crypto.
Yeah, that's perfect. So if you go to UpRock, go to IoTeX, and next week download the OKX wallet on Android or iOS, and you're going to see it there. You can participate in the Deepend campaigns and earn IoTeX coins and UpRock tokens and bunch of other really cool Deepend projects as well. We're going to be featured in that, and it's not just one day. It's going to be, I think, a few month campaign, but it's going to hit strong next week. But we're going to be exposed to millions of people to Deepend, and why it's so amazing is why Deepend actually has such good product market fit. Everyone understands that data is the new oil, and everyone has these devices. You spend $1,000 on your phone, and you use only 3 apps, right? And it just kind of sits there, and everyone understands I want to have my devices at home. I have many to do something for me while I'm just while it's being idle. And so it's real tangible. It's like everyone. This is why it's been so powerful for onboarding, because it's a really great way for people to understand crypto. I'm like, oh, cool! I can get tokens for making my device work for me while I'm sleeping. It's amazing. And so this campaign is going to amplify that to 1,000%. Download the OKX wallet. You guys are going to see it there. You can earn more of both of our tokens. And that's going to be huge. And it's going to be, for us, it's amazing because it's going to be perfect timing for our exchange launches too, But
I'm really looking forward to it, man. Deepend is like a global bottoms up movement, right? We see a lot of the top down institutions that have collected a lot of data, collected a lot of utility, and kept it all for themselves, right? So Deepend is really flipping the status quo, and getting more people excited about Deepend. I think is just about education. Once people know about it, it's a no-brainer for them to want to participate, and not just for the good of the world, but for the good of themselves too, right? They can earn by doing so. Right. So a lot of it is just about getting the word out and getting people's first foot in the door, and the second foot comes very shortly after. So we're pumped.
I also think Deepend is a good counterweight to AI. I love the internet. We've been we've been building on it, and it's changed my life. And I love Web3 because the whole kind of the evolution of Web3 is people want to say this is a current trajectory of the internet, and it's centralized, and a bunch of people, a small group of companies own everything. And one day we realize all the data we're sharing is actually very valuable, and we reject that future. We don't like that. And so this kind of Web3 revolution happened. And then AI comes along, and it's so powerful and so convenient. And it's and you kind of see, oh my God, it's happening all over again. It's so convenient. We're just giving all our data. We're just type of whatever you want.
The sentiment of that traction that Web3 was getting with ownership, data ownership, and personal digital autonomy. AI comes along. It's I forget. Totally forget.
And AI. If you don't marry the Web3 principles of AI now, I think AI will eat everyone's lunch. It will happen because it's too convenient. So everyone knows when something is so convenient, so easy, we give up all our privacy. That's what happened in Web2. And Web3 is so complicated and difficult, but it's a really a counterculture to that. And so the Deepend there, I think Deepend's also powerful because it makes you incentivize people to own their data and actually make some money on it. But the infrastructure you're building, as you're making it fun and rewarding, is you're building this layer of people like open data that people own, and it's the world's knowledge, so the world should benefit. And I think that's the power of Deepend too. And you're going to trust the AI models more when you know the whole world's feeding the data, not just a few people own it. Because you won't you don't trust the AI models from Facebook or Google or or OpenAI, because you don't know how they're manipulating data. But if you know 8 billion people are feeding the data, and you can't manipulate every person's phone, you're going to trust the output better because you know the input came from actual humans, and the internet is a live queryable database, and Deepend makes the internet a live querable database. It transforms it.
The intersection.
I just think that's also why Deepend is going to be a better way to make the internet better.
The intersection of Deepend and AI is really interesting, right? Right now we're talking to like virtual AIs or just applications running on computers, but if you take a look at like Elon's Me Robot, whatever the event it was called, he's got these humanoid robots and these like self-driving cars. I think 10 years from now, conservatively, there's going to be a lot of these autonomous devices, whether they're drones or vehicles or humanoid robot helpers that are going to be running on using AI, right? And there's no better technology than blockchain to ensure that the instructions fed to these very capable devices are trustworthy and verifiable, right? You don't want even if it's like a 0.0001% chance that like the CEO of some drone company can flip a switch and turn all these drones into some weird weapon, maybe not that dark. It's just like doing something that you don't want the devices to do. It's not a risk that we should be willing to take, right? So blockchain, I think, is the only answer to this. Like these verifiable technologies where anyone can check for themselves that it's true, right? There's no more like trust me in today's world. So this whole mantra of like don't trust but verify that was popularized by Bitcoin for our money is very quickly going to be trickling into our apps and our devices and our homes and our businesses and everything, right? So super important.
And there's another. I like to also sometimes think of not a more cohesive view with AI and Web3, not AI versus Web3. Like AI is just going to totally destroy Web3 unless we take measures now. But another way to look at it too is that this integrating early Web3 early into AI now will help AI continue to grow, because eventually there will be, if it doesn't happen now, there will be regulations that will thwart any progress with AI because of issues that are affecting real humans. So if we put those measures in now, then we can actually help it grow. It doesn't get shut down by authorities or by governments or whatever, big assemblies shut it down for regulatory reasons, because we're thinking about that problem, that future problem, actually the problem that's here now, the bigger problem now, by integrating the Web3 into it, because you're right, it is the thing that can solve the big problems that are coming down the road, which are already here, but will be bigger down the road.
Like regardless of, with the election coming in 2 weeks, like regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, like I don't want either of those parties to decide the future of AI, right? So having this decentralized governance of our data on chain, power of the people is another really important thing, like you're saying. It's brutal to hear Congress talk about technology and like encryption and trying to spin the wheels back. So bringing the voice not just for the Americas but for global acceptance of AI and like adoption of AI, it has to come from like the will of the people, right? Sounds a little rah, but like it's actually very, very true.
And in order for them to talk, the people to talk about it, they have to know about it, which brings me back to this big campaign, like educating people. You have to know, we have to learn about it. It is coming. It's already here. It's coming. It's going to get bigger. So learn about it so you know how we can with it and how we can build.
So Jen, what you're saying is we're saving the world with this campaign.
I think so. I think so.
No big deal. No big deal.
No big deal.
No, that's why I think it's so exciting because we came from, a lot of people go into crypto. We onboard our friends all the time, and a lot of times it's because they heard like Bonk or Doge or something happens, and they call us and say, "Hey, you're my crypto friend. Can you help me buy this thing?" And I'm totally cool with that. That's great. Onboard more people. We fell in love with crypto, not from the token side of it, but it was because of the censorship issue. Because before this, we had a crypto browser, and we also ran an adult app store, and that was a nightmare because we have blocked from everything, even like MailChimp, like newsletter service. They won't allow you to do a newsletter. We had to build everything from scratch, and so we saw that version of the internet, and then the Operation Choke Point, which they debank you if you're in a high risk, which we weren't. We're a legal company, but in crypto, same thing. So we were experiencing all these things. Like, man, this is horrible. Like, this cannot be the future of the internet. And so when the Web3 came along, like in Bitcoin first, and so we weren't thinking about Bitcoin like making money. We just liked the technology side first. So that's how we really fell in love with it. And then obviously, and then over time, evolved. But we just thought, like this group of people are trying to make the internet in a better way, and I thought that was awesome. So, and then now, as I explained to my friends when I'm on board them, a lot of times everything is like over their head. I'm talking about staking, DeFi, like all these terms are weird. But Deepend's the first one. We're like, oh, that makes sense. Cool, yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, yeah. My phone does it. I know it. I want my phone to make my money, make money for me. Cool. Yeah.
It's kind of like you invite your friends to a party, and then they walk in the door. They're like, "Oh, this is the party. Like, I'm out." But like Deepend's like the cool party that people are. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. This is fun. I can see like the long-term benefit of it, and you earn rewards. But different strokes for different folks, right? Like the meme coins and DeFi stuff attracted their own audiences, and the NFTs, right? Those guys are already in. I think everyone that is less financial like savvy, or not to say Deepend folks aren't, but it's bringing in a new kind of category of people into crypto. So it's really exciting.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I want to do a quick pivot. Actually, this just this as we're talking about AI and Web3, Truth Terminal. I know this is a little bit outside of what we talk about, because we usually just talk about.
Are we? Is it a Deepend corner, or you're talking about memes now?
Or AI meme coin. I mean, the first AI millionaire.
Oh yeah,
I think it's at like 12. His portfolio is at like $12 million now, buying what was it? Some other coins. It's kind of wild.
Let me share this here.
If you guys are, I don't know if you guys how degen our community is. There is an AI token. The AI token is actually the big thing happening in the past week, and it's pretty wild. You can't tell if they're human or not human, or it's just a trolling, but it's happening. I totally embrace the whole chaos of crypto. I used to talk shit about it, but I'm here for all of it. It's for me, it's like interesting just observing it and see, because it's interesting to see when something is very controversial. It grabs attention, and then people focus on it, and then there's a debate, and you can learn a lot just listening to the debate and why people hate it or not hate it, and you just kind of learn. As someone who has to like build a community and be online all the time, to me it's just fascinating to see how it's happening. And it could be a fad, doesn't matter. I just pay attention and learn from it. So
so as a background, Truth Terminal was this AI agent, and Mark Andreessen, who's one of the name figureheads at A16Z, reaches out to it and asks if you want an investment. It's like, I don't want to be owned. I don't want anyone to buy me. Then says, well, what about a term, or what about a grant? Okay, I could take a grant, and then like talks about what it would use its grant for. Even at some point, I think it's talking about hiring its creator. It's pretty incredible. Anyway, it's a little bit of a segue, but I just thought that was a really fun. I don't know how to feel about it, but anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you know what the thing is about the how it's going to relate to all of us really is, once there's many use cases that just kill it, that makes people save time, money with these AI agents, everyone's going to have one. And you're not going to have just one. You're going to have many, 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 many. And you're going to want those AI agents to be able to go on the internet and do things. And right now they cannot. They're blocked. There's all the glue is missing. And able to access a device or whatever sensor and make it, and then bring back the information and allow you to make superhuman decisions on superior insights that you cannot do by your small brain. Like being able to track 1,000 websites or 1,000 hashtags or 1,000 wallets or 1,000 contracts. You cannot do that by yourself, but an agent could do that for you and then give you superior insights if you know the data is real and you know it's legit and verified. And that world is coming. This AI agent swarm is coming, and there's no way around it. I cannot see the best way you want to be able to fuel that world in an efficient way that you can trust and actually make it possible is in a Deepend network where everyone with all these devices are contributing to the world's knowledge and everyone can benefit, and all our AI agents make us all superhuman. Otherwise, the alternative is 3 or 4 companies own all the data, and they feed the data to your AI agent, and you just kind of have to trust them that data is real, and they haven't manipulated it. We don't want that world. We want a world where billions of people are feeding the agents that we all rely on to make us superhuman.
Yeah. So start learning. Get your attention.
So Larry, man, thanks so much for joining us. We're excited, man. So guys, again, next week, the largest Deepend campaign ever is starting next week. Check out IoTeX. Follow them on their on X. Follow us. Download the OKX wallet. You guys are going to see it there. It's going to be many ways to learn. We're going to incentivize staking pools, learn-to-earn programs, liquidity pool, all these things to just get engaged. Not just us. Many other cool Deepend projects are going to be involved too. But of course, we're probably the best one. But yeah, you guys should learn. Just go check us out. So IoTeX, OKX wallet, and UpRock. You guys can you'll see Kickoff. I think on mid next week, right? Middle next week.
Yes. Sometime, I think this 29th is the official date. But yeah, stay tuned.
29th.
Follow us on Twitter for all the updates. Or X. But yeah, shout out to you guys. You guys are doing awesome. Been a fan since. I don't know if you remember this, Jesse. We partied in Austin at that rooftop party. During Consensus. But been a fan since, and amazing to see the growth. And only up from here. Let's go.
October. All right. Thank you, Larry, for joining us. Larry, what's your where can people follow you if they want to hear more from Larry himself?
Just first name, last name, Larry Pang. Not very creative here, but on X. Shoot me a follow. I'm trying to tweet more. Been told from our marketing community teams that I need to tweet more, so I will do that.
I feel your pain, man. Like I'm a lurker on X.
Yes, I'm a hard lurker.
And the team's like, Jesse, it's like, you gotta get off of private and start engaging. I don't want to.
You gotta hire the AI to ghostwrite for your tweets.
There you go. There you go.
No one will know.
Thanks, Larry, for joining us. I'm going to take Larry off stage. Everyone give him a follow and go check out.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right. Real quick, actually, before we go into the last bit, folks, we're almost done. I did mention, let me go back to this slide because I saw a name that I should have mentioned and I forgot to. When they did when you guys did your Deepend juice, I totally forgot. There's a whole segment on Girk. So Girk is it says salt and pepper, but yeah, Girk, this guy, Girk. There's a whole section on just the interview segment with Girk. So if you are familiar with Girk, and you should be if you're on our Discord, or if you're on Jupiter's Discord or Deepend Juices, you know Girk. And if you want to learn more about our dear friend and that cute cat, go check out that last week's Deepend Juice stream so you can learn more about everybody's favorite sweet. All right. Okay. So lastly, I think we're almost done here, folks. I did see one question about, I think Machine King, you did ask about buying UPT because we talked about having this Cadeau on ramp, and if you buy, you can you buy 1,000 UPT, get 250 bonus UPT. That's on web, so it's not in the app. So go to UpRock.com to log into your account so you can buy your UPT. And is that live at this moment, Jesse, or is that coming out live in a?
We shipped it today, so I think maybe some people need to reload, but yeah, we'll yeah, and it's so it's just 1,000 minimum, and it's for the first purchase because we want people to try it out and also experience it and tell us, like, we just want people to try it out and give us feedback essentially. So we want to and give a little bonus for helping us out to try out this feature.
And then before we move on from this, Gary asked, does the UpRock wallet support other tokens or just UPT? You can deposit the as long as it's Solana, correct?
Yeah, so today we auto-generate a Solana wallet for you. So you can don't send anything that's not on Solana, because don't do that. We will probably, I think it's a multi-chain world, and we don't want to if you're coming from other chains, we don't want that to be a reason why you don't try UpRock. So we want to be able to support and expand and all that, but obviously priorities. So we're gonna slowly build that out. But today is Solana. Because we also think people are not going to want to download 15 apps to earn 15 different tokens. We're really good at mobile. That's our superpower. So I think we want to make it really easy for you to be exposed and earn multiple tokens, multiple projects in one app. And we're already doing that. So you can earn DAT's project. You can already own that token. You earn When on Wednesdays. We had that program recently in the past. But we think like aggregate, bundle, grow is a good strategy. So you download one app and you can earn multiple tokens passively. So that's already happening with us, because I think people are going to want to download one app and not have to download 15. But yeah, as far as other chains go, we will announce that over time. But we're focused on Solana. That's where the action is. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, and so I think that's it for UpRock. We have a quick update on, this is a dePioneers update. So dePioneers is the separate project. It's it's a DAO. We're calling it the posse of a bunch of different Deepend projects. One NFT symbolized by your Deepend kitty here, or your dePioneers kitty here, represents a bundle of tokens in many different projects, one of them being BaseBet. So BaseBet we had on a couple weeks ago. They are a digital or a crypto casino. You can play like digital casino games like slots or poker, or even sports betting. And they were doing an airdrop deal. And that is here now. So what the deal was is they have their BBT token, and there was 200 airdrop spots to DAO members, dePioneer DAO members, to receive approximately $200 worth of BBT tokens. So that is here now. If you have, if you'll see on your kitty, a little logo, BaseBet logo on the bottom right corner. If you have that, that means that you are eligible. Congratulations for the airdrop. So go check out your cat, see if you got it, and claim your airdrop. There are still, as a reminder, there are still some cats who don't have any homes that do have that that little icon. So go check it out, check them out, and see if you want to take a little kitty home at dePioneers.com/mint, and you'll see what's available. So,
and for the new folks, if you have not heard of dePioneers, dePioneers is a premier Deepend DAO. We built the first hybrid NFT protocol on Solana. What that means is that NFT, normally there's a thing called Ethereum 404, which is fractionalized NFTs, which means many people can own one NFT, so they fractionalize it. It's just one token broken down. What we did was we enabled a smart contract that allowed you to have multiple tokens in the pool. So when you buy one NFT, you can you're actually buying 6 Deepend tokens and one purchase. Why is that awesome? That means also makes the NFT. First of all, we have the rarity. We hired a great artist, so we have all that great aspect of the fun part of NFTs. We don't want to lose that because the art is amazing. Like we hired a local artist here in Seattle, and that's really one of the fun parts about NFTs. But also, it's hard to maintain the resilience and their value over time. And so having it backed by a pool of tokens is powerful, because 6 tokens means 6 startups are trying to change the world. They're trying to do big things around the world. And so that's what you're representing. You're getting exposed to 6 projects. Also, as an NFT holder, you're getting 6 perks from 6 different companies, as they grow. And so, and as a DAO, we can all decide together what's going to be in the pool. So that's why it's powerful. That's what dePioneers is about. So check it out, dePioneers.com. If you want to just learn about Deepend, not just UpRock, go to Discord, and you can learn about a lot of different projects. And that whole project is just about Deepend. The base bet's interesting because that protocol is now going to be open source and very soon, and other projects can build or migrate their current NFT collection to this DPL 302 protocol, allowing them to unlock more features and utility for their NFTs. Because once you'll be able to do not just token-backed NFTs, but also staking points, liquidate, reminting, all these features come with the protocol. So BaseBet is actually our first partner to say, hey, we already had an NFT. We do an amazing rev share program where people buy our NFT and they can rev share from our company. But now they're going to be able to unlock new features like being able to have their BaseBet NFT or the Gator NFT back with their tokens or partner tokens. They have so much more flexibility now because they're migrated to this protocol. So that's why it's awesome. And so if a bunch of people just got a $200 airdrop for a celebration for them migrating. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, congratulations to folks with the BaseBet icon. That's dope. Okay, so go check that out. And if you want to join, like Jess said, join the posse, get yourself a cat, and join the litter on Discord, the dePioneers Discord. I think that's all we got, folks. We ran over by 12 minutes. Sorry. But it was a fun one. I really liked having Larry on. That was really fun.
Yeah, Larry's great. He was awesome.
Yeah, did you guys learn more? I mean, there's a lot more to learn, but it was really great to get a rundown on IoTeX and this big campaign coming up. So really good to have him there.
Yeah, they're great. I run into them all the time in the different shows, and the whole crew is awesome. And so we're really excited about this campaign. It really is. It's going to be the biggest Deepend campaign ever, and it's starting next week on the 29th. So yeah, get involved. Check them out. Check us out, and then download the OKX wallet. You'll see all the campaigns there. We're going to be featured on the front, which is going to be great for the UpRock community. And learn more about Deepend and get rewarded for it, and share with your friends and family.
I don't want to leave before I saw Gary ask this a couple times. I don't want to leave before we answer this for him. But for buying the UPT bonus, if you buy 1,000 UPT, can you buy? Is it for your first 1,000 UPT? Do you get the bonus, or is it any time you buy at least 1,000?
It's just the first one. Yeah.
Just the first one. Okay, so just the first one.
Just the first one.
Yeah. That's good to know. Okay, so yeah, we should we'll make that clear on the on everything. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We had a great time talking about everything with you, including talking about sex with you, including other things. So follow us on X, x.com/uprock.com because we're going to keep talking about sex for forever. It's the favorite topic right now. So for all the updates as they're trickling in. And keep your app open because we've got some polls going on right now, and we'll have more releases coming up that you will want to keep your eyes peeled for. Okay. All right.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right,
thanks everyone. Thanks to the Rocketeers. Thanks to the community. We always say all the deals we make, all the milestones, is because of you guys. Really. We are able to close deals because of the community. Really, because when you see the numbers, when you see the engagement of everything we do. This is why we're the fastest growing mobile first Deepend. And so really appreciate you all, and every milestone is for the community. So you guys are awesome. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Yep.
Thank you. All right. So see you next week, and I'm gonna try to dress up. I'm gonna figure out what I want to be. So
Halloween.
we'll be dressed up. Okay. All right,
Okay.
guys.
Well,
See ya. Get back to
let's
work.
go.
Let's go. Bye.